Okay, so as a reminder, for those of you who missed it over the last couple of days, I'm going to be previewing every Seattle Mariner game here on Mile Y. I still recap over on Locked On Sports with my good buddy Anders Hurst, but I thought this was a great way to give you daily content, and I'd really appreciate you hitting like, really appreciate you hitting subscribe. Really appreciate Simply Seattle for providing the very best in Seattle sports gear, and use code MOLLYWOP15 to save 15% on your order. It's a great deal. Just go to checkout, enter that code, and it automatically takes that 15% off. Awesome people. Please support them. Link in the description. And as a reminder, I can't talk about last night's game. I'd love to talk more about last night's game, but got to tuned in for Locked On for that. And I think you can understand why. You know, it's just the way things go. Okay, so tonight we have an interesting pitching matchup. We have Logan Gilbert against Noah Cameron. Let's start with Gilbert. So the last two starts have looked better than the line indicates, excuse me. I don't know what indicates means. It's probably not a word. He's given up 8 runs over 10 and a third innings. I think the stuff has been better there. Here's my thing with Logan Gilbert, and this is purely eye test. I don't have the numbers to back me up, and I probably should if I'm going to do this, right? Like if you're going to say, hey, this is what's going on with Logan Gilbert, maybe you should have some math behind it. But here's what I'll tell you. What I have seen from Logan Gilbert is too many sliders. Too many sliders, and he's hung a few. And one of those starts came in what my friend Nathan Bishop referred to as a fire tornado, which is what was going on with Chicago in that series. But even in his last start, I believe against the Rangers, just too many hung sliders, too many sliders down the middle of the plate. I want to see him getting back to using that fastball, and I want to see him get those swings and misses with the slider too. It's a great pitch, but he either has to command it better or throw the pitch less. I expect Logan Gilbert to absolutely shove tonight. Real quick, the decision to option down Emerson Hancock, I get it. You probably either go with a bullpen game or Logan Evans on Sunday. Neither of those is super appealing, but get him a chance to get right again in AAA, I suppose. Maybe you get Bryce Miller after the All-Star break. I kind of doubt it, but he wasn't very good yesterday. And there have been a lot of clunkers. There have been a lot of good starts too. But you can't give up 5 runs to this Kansas City offense right now. You can't. And I would be very surprised if Logan Gilbert gives up 5 tonight. We'll delete this if I absolutely have to. Let's take a look at Noah Cameron. Nolan Cameron sounds better, but that's not his name. Noah Cameron. So Cameron was called up, I believe, at the end of April. Gonna make sure. Yep, very end of April. And he, of course, famously, or relatively famously, threw 6 and a third innings of just one hit baseball, didn't give up a run, did walk 5 in that start, but he's been really good since joining them. The results have been really good anyway. Coming off his worst start, 4 innings of 5-run baseball against a little team known as the Los Angeles Dodgers, but he still has a 2.79 ERA. He has a strikeout to walk ratio of 38 to 18. That's a lot of walks in 51 and a third innings and not a lot of strikeouts. But just take a look at the results here. 6 and a third innings of no-run baseball, 6 and a third innings of 1-run baseball, 6 and 2/3 innings of 1-run baseball, 6 and a third innings of 1-run baseball, 6 innings of shutout baseball. And I lied. When he faced the Yankees, I forgot about that. He got roughed up a little bit. 5 and 2/3. Cameron do well? That's a really good question. It's not necessarily throwing strikes. His command still has a ways to go. And this is somebody I think the Seattle Mariners need to be patient against, because if you're not, you can have a pretty bad time. He doesn't have a ton of swing and miss, but he's difficult to score up. We'll take a look at the Savant page. And by the way, just so you guys know, this is what a lot of these preview videos are going to be, is just taking a look at the stats of the other pitcher, because the Mariners offense is a talking point. And if we're going game by game, we need to know We like to know. I think you guys would like to know anyway what exactly they're going up against. So let's take a look at that Savant page. So Cameron's not a guy who throws the baseball by you. He is a pitcher who averages 92.2, excuse me, not quite 90. We're still not in that range. But that fastball velocity ranks in the 19th percentile, which tells you how hard all of these dudes throw nowadays. He doesn't get a lot of chase. He doesn't get a lot of strikeouts. His average exit velocity of 90.3 is well below average. But what he's very difficult to do is square up. 6.8% barrel rate, ground ball percentage of 42.6. That's well above average. If you take a look at his pitch value by like breaking stuff, off speed stuff, fastball stuff, it's his breaking ball that can be the most difficult. He throws his slider 18% of the time. He throws his cutter 17% of the time and his curveball 17% of the time. Fastball is his most common pitch, but only at 28%. He throws his changeup 19%. This is 3 straight starts, and there'll be a 4th when they face Seth Lugo tomorrow, where you get a little bit of a kitchen sink action. You get the whole kit and caboodle, as no one says anymore. But he likes to throw a wide variety of pitches. Doesn't always locate them very well. That's not a huge surprise. But his slider is a really difficult pitch for hitters to handle. He's thrown it 89 times, 138 batting average, 193 expected batting average, a weighted on base average of just 122. And here's the thing, you don't see this from a lot of guys. The curveball's just as good. He's thrown it a few less times, but in fact, he's only thrown it one less time. He's thrown his slider 136 times and his curveball 135. 114 batting average allowed, a 128 weighted on base average against the thing, whiff percentage of 26.2, 32.8 for that slider. Those are really good numbers. And oh, by the way, his changeup, 163 batting average allowed, weighted on base average of 231. This guy's off-speed stuff is good. It's really good. Where you could beat him, similar to what we were talking about with Michael Wacha, is the fastball. And this is where it gets a little difficult because you need to be patient against him because he does throw a lot of balls. But if you get that fastball, you better hit it. Slugging 560 and the expected slugging percentage is 640. That's a massive number. This is the type of guy that can give the Seattle Mariners fits, but it's also a profile that if you have a good game plan against, you can take advantage of it. You saw what the Yankees did. You saw what the Dodgers did. You have also seen that the Seattle Mariners are not the Los Angeles Dodgers and not the New York Yankees. But you can beat this guy. It's very plausible that you can put up a good offensive effort against a pitcher like Noah Cameron. So I was also taking a look at the splits here. This is interesting. He is a rare pitcher. Now, again, it's a very small sample who has actually been much better away than even his friendly confines of Kansas City. Now, some of that has to do with where those Yankees and Dodgers starts had to take place, right? On the road this year, this guy has a 1.11 ERA, but only a 16 to 11 strikeout to walk ratio, and opponents hitting 146. That suggests that there's been some good luck. Lefties hitting 190, 230, 431 against him. Righties 180, 266, just a 273 slugging percentage. So let's take a look at how the Seattle Mariners line up tonight. So just learning, because I've been busy all day, no big dumper tonight. We will have a very different lineup than what we normally see. It's the same at the top. We've got JP Crawford and Julio Rodriguez hitting 1-2. And then it's Randy Arozarena, Donovan Solano, Jorge Polanco, Mitch Garver, Dylan Moore, Ben Williamson, and Cole Young. Okay. Big dumper needs days off. This is not my favorite lineup I've seen the Seattle Mariners put together. And just the one lefty in the lineup, I get that. You have a couple of switch hitters, or excuse me, you just have the one switch hitter. Not surprised if Dom Canzone and Luke Raley have the day off. They love their platoons and type of guy that Noah Cameron can carve up pretty good. Now, those guys can't hit lifties anyway, but pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. This is a guy that I think Julio needs to take advantage of. And I can't talk about the previous games. I can talk about how he's been playing. The average has been fine. I need to start seeing that ball driven. I need to start seeing that ball into the gaps more often. He hit one ball hard last night. Okay. I need more. It's great to see Randy picking things up, and this is a guy Randy can get for sure. Be awesome to see Dylan Moore just even come close to the production we were getting in April and May, because June was an absolute disaster. I'm not going to predict the score because the one time I did, they really disappointed. But the Mariners need to win this series. They need to win this series. Anything but a 5-2 homestand is going to be disappointing. 4-3 will absolutely be a disappointment here. And you know what else is a disappointment? When you don't hit like and subscribe. So please do so. Let me know how you're liking these. It's kind of still a work in progress. I don't want to get too mundane, too repetitious, but at the same time, this is just kind of what I know how to do. So thank you. It was fun. And yeah, go Mariners. And once again, because I'm using a different StreamYard thing, you're getting a few extra seconds because, I don't know, wish I had a net button. Bye. Hit the wrong button again. Beautiful.